Good afternoon, everyone. I am a proud owner of a Solo Stove. Great company. I've been looking forward to these, and they just actually came down in price. I also, as you can tell, I carry Primus Litec. This is a great, affordable, lightweight aluminum, also with nonstick on the inside. That's something I cherish when I'm on the trail. As you can tell, a small cook system such as this. I'm a minimalist myself. I love the gram counting, but I also like a little bit of the niceties. And the Solo Stove just affords you a great opportunity. Comes with a sleeve, nice to keep it protected, also keep things clean. But it fits just right inside of there, keeps everything nice and tight, keeps you extra space in your pack. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the Solo Stove a little bit. As you can tell, nice solid construction. This has all been pressed. I don't know if they've changed their design from some of their prior designs, but there's really minimal spot welds on here for braking. A lot of it's really just machine press, really nice construction. If you look in through there, one thing to note, it's got some sharp edges on stuff like this, so you definitely don't want to be letting your kids or anybody inexperienced playing around with it. But as you can tell, it has a stack system there to kind of keep it down. This is your pot holder. And just pretty much self-explanatory. A great system like this will afford you a lot of weight-saving opportunities. It looks kind of big, looks a little bit bulky, but the fuel that you don't have to bring with you is crucial whenever you're trying to count down the weight, especially when you're on a long trip, maybe possibly a week or more. I got here, as you can tell, just some dry timber. I've split it just to save some time, and I got a little bit of birch bark, some leaves, and some nice tinder dryer lint. I went to go ahead and try to do a little old-fashioned style so you guys can see just how quick we can get a pot up to boil here. And just for a word of advice, the Solo Stove is actually, for some of you out there who are really about boil time, and really like your jet stoves and stuff, you've got to watch out, because the Solo Stove is, once it gets going and that heat starts arising and the air starts moving inside there, it really torches, and it's really easy actually to get to be almost too hot. That's one of the negative downfalls I don't like about some of the jet stoves and things like that. The Solo Stove is great because just like when you're feeding your own fuel into it, you can control the heat range. But like I said, it can torch really hot, and your boil time's actually not bad at all. So right here, you can tell I got a little squishy bowl. Fill my Primus up. Got a little water. Got the ring. I'm gonna go ahead. I got a striker here. I don't have a timer going right now, but once this gets posted up, you guys will be able to easily see how quick this really gets going. I'm going to throw some of this light kindling in there. And once you get that heat moving inside the Solo Stove, that's really the key. It's actually one thing to watch out for is you really want to be careful for once some of this fire starts to go out, because actually, once it starts to smolder, it can be hard to get going back up again, I've noticed, without some sort of a spark in there. So now we got some of our tinder moving here. As you can tell, I'm really actually doing nothing. I'm inside a garage right now. There's a little breeze. I got the door open. If you're out on the trail, if you're in a big open field or something, you can tell maybe you'd need to construct a little wind resistance. Maybe even then the wind might even possibly help you as well with your start times. So I'm going to feed in some of this light tinder. And really, once the fire gets going, that's all you need. This is I could leave it just the way it is. I'm going to feed it a little bit longer. Go ahead and put this ring on there. And once that starts to get going, you can see immediately that flame. What they've done is they've done a double hole system or a double intake system to really just feed that get that oxygen into the flame and feed it and exhaust it right out the top, right where you want it. Super fuel efficient. It's going to burn really efficient. It's going to suck all that heat right up into the top of your pan, right where you want it. As you can tell, with all that new fuel in there, once it starts to get, now that it's going, the flame, like I said, the flame is just really torching. It gets around the outside of the pot. I like the Primus because it has a lid system. You know, sometimes if you're cooking something, you don't want it tasting a lot like smoke or ash or something. You might want to keep the lid on it. But other than that, you know, really, it's one of those things that comes with backpacking. A lot of you have already dealt with systems. Sometimes alcohol systems and things like that can also be very, can also have a lot of soot in them as well. Now, from all the places I've backpacked, I've been in the Sequoias, I've been in Kings Canyon, I've been in the San Gabriels on the West Coast, I've been on the East Coast, in the Rockies, in the foothills, I've been down south. I really, and right now currently I live in the Midwest, I really think that a system like this is just wonderful for backpackers as minimalists, as gram counters. And also, I think that it's just a great system for survivalists, for some of you guys out there who maybe not very fond of backpacking or camping, but who are big and heavy on survivalists. I know, or survivalism. I know that this is a huge, huge, wonderful thing because you provide yourself your own fuel, and it's a very efficient cook system. Now, I've got this on top of a wood, just a regular wood tabletop. Now, this is before long. Right now it's already getting warm, and before long, once this gets going, this is going to be too hot to touch. So this is definitely not an intent use stove or a canopy, you know, anything that you're going to put this on top of. You're really going to have to watch out the heat. Another one of the downfalls of having an open steel design without any sort of feet, but also, you know, it saves you a little bit of time. So I'm just feeding a little fuel in there. It says it burns down. You see the Solo stoves really got a wonderful design here, a nice open, very easy to access. I can, if I had a little stick, I can take my, I could take my pack knife. I can mess around in there, and I don't have any ash coming out. I don't have a lot of sparks. I don't have anything torching over the side. You know, as for some of you guys out there who just like to carry a grate along with you for the minimalist idea of it and cook over campfires, this is so much easier, especially when you get back into some of the national forests that don't allow open fires. This is one of those things and one of those areas. This is one of those tools that you can really use to your advantage. As you can see, that flame is just really getting going. All I did was just put a couple sticks in there. I had one twig I had one stick of probably about 12 inches long, and I'll use it, and this water will be up to boil in no time. As we're just right now, the water's just about to start to boil. It's really cooking up now. At this point in time, I could easily make soup. I could make some coffee. I could stir in instant oatmeal. You know, it doesn't have to be at a rolling boil. You know, if I was going to cook some sort of a pasta, then you know I'd have to have a little bit more of a fuel ready on the standby. And also another plus is I've got some of the bigger name. I've gone through a lot of the really bigger name, you know, multi-fuel stoves, the jet stoves with all. And I tell you that this is just, as you can tell, the only thing you can hear is the water boiling and the cracking of and the cracking of the tinder. This is just an amazing thing when you're out in the wilderness. If you're a backcountry camper, you're not a trail guy, if you like to get away from the sound of the highways and stuff like this, you don't have to sit there and listen to such a ridiculously high decibel jet stove sitting there torching away, you know, while you're trying to make breakfast. This is another thing that, another positive that really draws a lot of people to the Solo stove. There you go, and now you got a boil. So, and that's great. Right over here, I just weighed this right before we started the movie, and together with the Litec and the Solo stove together, I had a full cook system at just under a pound. I don't think you can beat that anywhere. Thanks, everyone.